Good morning, witches! So today we're going to be doing the Wyrds, Witches, and Witchcraft tag, 2019 tag that is pretty new, so that ought to be fun. Just to mention, this is not coffee, as I always kind of mention this, that I want to tell you what's in my cup. It's cranberry juice, and I am subsequently feeling a little under the weather. The weather happening to be non-stop snowing for the last 2 weeks. And another week of more snowing. So I thought we'd just get started. I think it's 10 questions and a lot of them are kind of long, so it might take a little while. Alrighty. Number 1, is animism part of your spiritual practice? So for a very long time, I have known that there are spirits in, especially animals, but everything. It's very odd when you come across something that is just an object, to me, because it's kind of been something I've been working with for a very long time. Not necessarily directly in my practice, but it's just such a part of my everyday life that I don't really notice it going on. Like I say, especially with animals, but also, and this is going to sound stupid to you, computers, because I just always felt like, a very deep connection, and then computers kind of developed into robots, and then AI sentience, and then that's a different sort of topic. But definitely, most everything does certainly have a spirit in it. Whether or not that's directly related to my practice, just because I do it all the time, yes. Number 2, if your witchcraft is eclectic, what spiritual paths, practices, religions, philosophies are the basis of your practice? That is a very big question. And I'm probably going to take that question and run with it a little bit in another video completely by itself. But just to brush on what I kind of do, because my practice is a complete hodgepodge of just everything. I do a lot of meditation, and being a good person, having morals, is usually something that comes with every religion. I think it should. It should. I talk a lot with my deities and just kind of set intentions for myself, if even not in ritual, but in my head. As far as this is all kind of the same question. As far as the religious part specifically goes, I am polytheistic, particularly working with Greek and Roman deities at the moment, but I certainly believe that every other deity out there has power and has bearing in this world. If that is your thing, go with it, because it's completely real and grounded, and it's there for you. Yeah, so I think that works a lot to cover that question, but like I said, I will be doing a completely separate video when I can put all of my ideas onto paper as far as discussing philosophy, religion, spirituality, all in the same place. That's going to take a lot of talking and a lot of thinking for me to put it down in the right way. Number 3, what type of meditation do you practice? So, I didn't really realize that there was more than one type of meditation. I mean, I guess I did in the back of my head, but I had to look it up, and I was like, none of these things are really what I do anyway. I do a lot of yoga, but not necessarily as a meditation, just as exercise. I have done chakra meditation before. Not lately, but I have done it. And also guided meditations. That's what I got started with. That's actually, it's not how I met my guide, but it's something that I picked up and then followed afterwards as a kind of meeting him, because the guided meditation that I did, I think, was meeting guardian angels or something. So I went through that one, I ended up falling asleep, and then I kind of did it again without the audio to meet my guide. Number 4, is your craft ritualistic in nature or spontaneous and intuitive? Definitely spontaneous and intuitive. I would like to do some more ritual stuff, but as my personality goes, I'm not very good at sticking to predetermined programs. So I just will kind of come home and I'll be like, shit, I haven't talked to my deities in a while. I'll light some candles and I'll be like, hi guys. If I had to do, and I try to keep myself to do something for them or with them every day, but that almost never works. More often I'll be like in a store and I'm like, hey, that thing's flavored like mint. I'm gonna buy it for Hades. That's about as far as it goes, which I feel really bad about, but at the same time, I've got a lot of things on my mind. I haven't forgotten about them. I haven't forgotten about any of them. I haven't forgotten about being a witch, and sometimes I feel really bad about not doing witchy things, but then you have to remind yourself that the witch is you. You're already a witch. You don't have to necessarily do anything specific to continue to be a witch. Okay. Number 5, do you have an altar? If so, what is the overall theme? So I do have an altar. You guys have seen my altar before. The one in the back has almost nothing on it right now because I haven't gotten around to doing any work. That'd be my working altar, so where I would do my spells and whatnot. So that one's just a working altar. And then I have my deity altars up there, which you have also seen. So yeah, they're all kind of themed to different deities. So that's a lot of fun. I like collecting things that go to each one because I like to be organized in my head if my house is not necessarily organized in real life. Number 6, what types of divination do you practice most often, least often, or not at all? My boyfriend and I actually sat down and did a tarot reading together the other day, and I kind of walked him through some of the questions that he was wanting to get answered. I did one for myself, and as always, my tarot cards are spot on. Not necessarily something I want to hear, but probably should. So probably tarot more often than anything else. As far as like an organized type of divination, tarot. I do a little bit of pendulum reading, not so much anymore, because all my stuff is in boxes still, and I haven't really gotten it out. And my pendulum is malachite, and I use it more often as a protection stone than as a necklace, or as a pendulum at all. And it's in the car, and so is my lapis lazuli, and so is my amethyst, which I gave to my boyfriend to keep in the car, and then he kind of just ended up never giving it back, and, you know, so I'm like, that amethyst was $8. Anyhow, but I would rather it be in the car as a protection stone than with me anyway. Okay, number 7, what 5 words describe your craft? So I wrote them down, just so that I could remember. Spiritual, creative, intuitive, empowering, and divine. I think those pretty much cover it. I could come up with a lot more, but those are the ones that I wrote down to cover basically what I feel my craft is at the moment. Number 8, what is the title of the current or last witchy book you read, and would you recommend it? And yes, it was Walking in Light by Sandra Ingerman, which I did kind of a little review on when I talked about doing the shamanic journeying, which I haven't really done since. If you like journeying and meditation, then that book is great. I found it very informative. They covered on a lot of topics, especially with spirit guides, spirit animals, contacting ancestors, all kinds of stuff. I did find it a little bit too rigid and ritualistic for my taste, but that doesn't mean I'm never going to journey shamanically again. It just means that I'm a procrastinator. Number 9, what YouTube channels are you watching most frequently at the moment? Molly Roberts, especially, whenever she puts a video out, and they're kind of staggered and come out every couple of months, but it's always worth the watch. Rainbow Pagan, which I think I mentioned in an early video, and Shadow Harvest, because she keeps coming out with a lot of good content, and I honestly feel like we would get along really well in real life. And number 10, if your witchcraft or spiritual practice was a TV series or movies, what would be the title? And I wrote these down kind of just for funny, but also at the same time painfully real. The Procrastinator Witch, which would be a great TV series. All she does is bumble around, like, look at these cute shoes, walk outside and break her ankle, and then be like, oh, damn it, and do a charm, and then that's how the guy meets her. He trips over her on the sidewalk, you know. That's not necessarily procrastination, but... Or that could always be the spin, is every time she's like, oh no, I have to get to work, forgets everything, drops it on the sidewalk, gets hit by a bus, you know. A lot of bad things happen when you're not on time, but when you are on time, bad things happen too, so how will you know? The second one was the little witch that could, ... if she got out of bed, which would be more like a movie, but that would probably just be sad and discouraging. Anyhow, that was the 10 words, witches, and witchcraft tag, and I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I really do like doing tags, so this one was a lot of fun for me, a lot of thought-provoking stuff. So I will see everybody in the next video. And if you want to leave a comment to any types of other videos you'd like to see me do in the future, feel free to do so. I'm always looking for new content, and our goal to get to 100 videos by the end of the year is certainly looking good. So I'm really happy about that. Alrighty, everybody, have a blessed day. Mwah!